Hi guys. I know, it's been forever. I had to take a couple days to myself just to kind of deal with Zsa Zsa, her death. I will give you a little insight into why it has affected me so much. So, 1992. I'm back in 1992. Oh God, I was so young. I was very young. We went to the airport in Chicago, and my grandma was going, I don't know where she was going, she was always going somewhere, but she was a very big Gabor fan. Eva, Magda, and Zsa Zsa. And us being Hungarian and Romanian, sorry, it was just really weird. It was really weird. She was leaving Chicago from Phil Donahue, the Phil Donahue show. I don't know if you guys know that show. That's old, very old, way back in the 80s. And I didn't know. I knew what this was. I knew, who she was and everything growing up with Green Acres. But, I know it was not Ava. I was obsessed with Ava. But Zsa Zsa, I was obsessed with her too. And all of a sudden this gigantic, well, it was really tiny actually, red, not a Porsche, I think it was a Porsche, pulled up. And there's Prince Frederick. There's Zsa Zsa. She has no respect for her media, for her security. Thank you, Zsa Zsa. But I just remember my grandma getting a kerchief. I'm trying to find the kerchief too, because Zsa Zsa signed it and blotted her lipstick on it, which was Chanel orange, back in that day. Chanel number 5 too, perfume. So she dabbed herself with the kerchief, signed it, and then blotted it, and then my grandma passed that down to me. So it's just hard. I don't know why. Everybody's like, well, it's a celebrity. Why do people do this? And, well, because we fucking grow up with these people, watching them. Some of us are lucky enough to actually get to meet them, and they make an impact in our lives, in our hearts. So, that's why. So it's just been tough. It's been very tough to deal with that. And knowing, she told me, darling. She called me darling. She told me I was fabulous. And I was only little. I was really little, and I hardly remember that. So that was just good stuff. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff that you gotta remember. Not the bad stuff. But I've taken my sweet ass time. It's affected me so much. I don't know why, so I think that's why, though. Her connection with my grandma, and my grandma traveling all over the world, and obviously meeting her more than once, which I think is beyond, crazy. Who gets to meet Zsa Zsa Gabor? Or Ava? She did, my grandma. So, it's just been, it's a tough time. Especially, she was famous for being beautiful and gorgeous, and it's just her lush lifestyle and just everything, and just amazing. So I just kind of wanted to share my memory of her. So it was very cool, very, very, very cool. And yeah, never get to meet Ava, never. I wish. Zsa Zsa, though, is the sweetheart. They were both sweethearts. So, and then I keep getting visions of her, and all that stuff. So it's tough. It's very tough. Ava keeps telling me to quit smoking. Zsa Zsa's not on that yet. My grandma's now telling me to stop smoking, which I don't want to. Sorry, ladies. I can't yet. So, alright. I did find a bit of information in the back of the book of the power, or of the Cosmic Tarot, just a little info that I thought was cool. So I'm going to, why am I like, there, that's better. Fuck, no it's not. So, I found a little more information in the back of the book. So, just using the Cosmic Tarot. So, again, the Cosmic Tarot by Jean Huetz. Good book. So, okay, using the Cosmic Tarot. So, divination is just one way, is what this is trying to tell us. So, it says here, in which the tarot can be used. Contemplation of single cards can yield insights into the symbolic values of the cards. So, meditation with each card, which is basically what we do when we get together and I go over a card and its meanings. It's contemplation on a card. So, and which can be applied to dream analysis, meditation, and the arts. So one can use the cards to inspire one's own artistic renderings or imaginings. Many people use the tarot as a guide in studies of the Kabbalah, psychology, religion, alchemy, numerology, and so on. I think that's very cool, especially the Kabbalah, numerology and alchemy, psychology actually too. So this chapter offers divinatory spreads as well as activities that can enhance understanding of the tarot cards and of oneself. So the emphasis is on interaction with the tarot as opposed to having passive acceptance of readings. Very cool. Very cool. And yes, yesterday was a glamour day. Had to redo the hair and had to do everything, and it was just dedicated to Zsa Zsa. We had good food, rich, good food. Oh my god. Hungarian food. My dad's way. Awesome. So, considerations on reading the cards. So here's a quote by Oscar Wilde. Genuine divination is a service performed in the Temple of Truth. Oswald Worth. Introduction to the Study of the Tarot. Oscar Wilde. I don't know where I got that from. Alright, so what does it mean to be truthful? As social beings, most of us juggle truthfulness with self-protection and consideration for others. Sometimes it's difficult to draw the line between hypocrisy and being decent to people. I'm brutally honest. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. No, I don't. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Not all the time. Sometimes it can get you into trouble, especially with my mouth. So, we smile to interrogate ourselves with others, to conceal pain from our children, or from people who might worry if we are unhappy, to conceal vulnerability, which I think is good at times, because if people see that you're weak and that you're that's when they can prey on you, and that's when the other spirits can obsess you. Not possess, obsess. So, sometimes we conceal the truth, the timing is not right, the area is too sensitive, our truth is not relevant to the situation. We sense the truth is only relative to our own preconceptions of culture, or we simply don't have the courage to come out with the truth. So each person has their own message of honesty and their code of behavior. Vis-a-vis. Have you guys ever heard of that term? Vis-a-vis. Being truthful and being tactful. Okay, so what seems to be fairly universal, though, is understanding about the path to the human heart is sincerity and trust, not brutal bluntness. Well, I can't help that. That's in my makeup. Literally. My makeup that I put on my fucking face. No, it's not. It's just in me. That's just how I am. So, as Norbert Losche, I love that last name, wrote in the booklet accompanying the Cosmic Tarot, as you look inside yourself, remember whatever lies close to your heart should be handled not only seriously, but also lovingly. The synchronicities right there. Synchronicities. So, a card reader touches issues of the human heart. Sensitivity is essential to a reading that is honest, but not destructive of confidence and peace of mind. The drama of the images in a card spread can have great impact. The most rational, scientific types can be terrified by cards, like Death or the Tower, and that's very true. People that I've read for, like I read for family members and stuff, with the Death card comes up or the Devil card, and they are of a higher level status pedestal in society. It scares them. It terrifies them. They can't see the death image or the devil, and they just automatically, oh my God, no. They put them away. They're awful. They're evil. They're terrible. But yet, will you read for me? Will you read for me? Will you interpret this dream? Will you get on the board for me? It's funny. So, it's true, but so if you do a reading for yourself, be aware of your mood and of your vulnerabilities. Never let someone persuade you to read their cards when your instincts resist, and be very careful about reading cards for people who are superstitious or suggestible. So that means, basically, people will come to me to test me. And usually, I don't honestly know if, as of late, have people come to test me with my ability. But I think that's really rude. Why? It's human nature to wonder. I mean, I would do the same thing if I were a skeptic, if I were superstitious in any way. Well, I am superstitious. I'm a Romanian Italian. So, I'm Hungarian. So yeah, it just pisses me off. It does piss me off if people try to test me, because then it just fucks with the reading. So, you get nowhere. So a card reader might feel that the reading ends with the cards are returned to the stack, but many people remember and mull over a reading for a long, long time. And I do that too. I'll just think about a reading for a very long time, even when it's not good. And it can screw with you. So, honest awareness of one's own weakness is helpful. It's the querent. The querent is you, the person asking the questions. Expectations and desires are intimating. We might be tempted to contrive an air of authoritativeness and omniscience. Perhaps we want to impress others through our knowledge of the cards or through psychic powers we claim to have. So we should acknowledge these temptations and not base readings on them. And I don't base my readings on that. If my gut tells me no, not today, I don't do it. Obviously, you guys all know that. If my gut tells me no Ouija today, I won't Ouija. I will read tarot cards. I will pull cards for people. But it's usually like static when I do it, so I mean, it's not a bad thing, but okay, where'd I go, you guys? So, okay, most of us are unable to access psychic powers consistently and accurately. Most of us are not trained psychotherapists. Only the highest saints and sages have total insight. True. Okay, so here's a Buddhist story relates that a man walking along the edge of a pond found a fish that had flipped itself out of the water. His compassion was aroused by its struggles, and he took it by the tail and flung it back into the water. So the fish promptly ate the rest of the creatures in the pond. So we are like the man. We want to do the right thing, but we don't have the ability to see the complete outcome. Nobody knew that fish was going to eat all the other fish. So a card reader can't pretend to be a prophet or a psychoanalyst. The vast majority of us has no training to counsel or assist people with serious problems. I do have 3 years of psychology, so that does help. But it does no. But this is just basically saying that this is for entertainment purposes only. So, if someone seems to be deeply troubled, don't try to be a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It. Be ready to guide him or her to a professional counselor, a doctor, or a healer, or a community agency, or a support network. And that is what I have always tried to do. I always tell people, go to your doctor first. Don't rely on magic. Don't rely on the tarot cards. Don't rely on the Ouija to heal you. Go to your doctor first. Get help. There are people that will help you, that will listen to you. And there are very good psychotherapists and counselors out there. And it's not bad to ask for help. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you're strong because you realized that you needed help and you asked for it. So, this is not to say that we should have frozen into passivity, never helping, never hurting. However, we should always be flexible in reading the tarot, and we should impress this flexibility on anyone receiving a reading. The cards can offer insight into human nature, hints at possible courses of action, clues to obstacles or opportunities. Nevertheless, they are only images on paper, just like the Ouija. It is only a board, piece of cardboard, wood, masonite, not commandments written in stone. Circumstances are mutable. The negative indicators that surface in most readings can help us face up to bad situations and patterns of negative thinking. They aren't character assessments or prophecies of doom and gloom. That's why I know the tarot cannot 100% accurately predict the future. It can tell you what's going on around you at the present time. So, all factors, negative and positive, in a reading point to possibilities, and tendency, not fated events and hopelessly ingrained character traits. So many disclaimers, but so many people have been haunted for years by fairground palmist or card readers, dire predictions which are made with about as much thought and creativity as an assembly line worker applies on the job. And you don't see many card readers at fairs anymore. I know our fairs, we don't have them. So many people waste hard-earned money on spiritual advice. That's why I always ask for a donation. I don't charge. It's donation. I don't care if you do or you don't. I'll still give you your reading. That is what I think a card reader should do. Any kind of service. But it's still a service. It's still a service. So, where did I go? Okay, which often centers on money or romantic manipulations, and it's just food for fantasy. So many people mock the tarot because of the absurd, presumptuous, and pretentious pretensions of readers who climb onto the pedestal of psychic prophet and know-it-all. And I hate that. I see it, I don't say anything, I pray for those people. So the images of the tarot can spark imagination and rational faculties, thus reinforce a feeling of control in our lives. A good reading gives a person something to work with, something that is real and that is in the present. Very true. So, the best readings are those to which the querent, which would be the person asking the question, getting the reading, contributes something with a gratifying, aha, I knew that all along, but I couldn't put my finger on it. That's the feeling I get. If I have a good reading for somebody, I have that, that's it. That's deep. That's when I know my reading was good. So the tarot points to the truth that is waiting to be discovered in each person. The temple of truth in which a reading should take place is not a palace built by the reader. It is a living creation of the reader and the querent, the person you're reading for. So it's a connection. It is a relationship that you build with somebody. So you don't just read for somebody and then never talk to them again. Just like all of my clients that I read for, I still talk to. I still help them. I still draw cards for them. I still Ouija for them. I light candles for them. I pray for them. I do all kinds of stuff. So I don't just stop at a simple tarot reading and say goodbye. See ya. Like Miss Cleo. No, or Dionne Warwick. So, it also gives us preparation into reading with the Cosmic Tarot. So, rituals may or may not have innate power or results. At the very least, they serve to focus the mind. So, short prayers, incantations, mantras, or meditative silence are useful to some readers. Others prefer to plunge straight into a reading because rituals baffle their concentration on the cards themselves. I just get relaxed. I get relaxed, and I focus on the person, and I ask my grandma, and I ask God, Goddess, Spirit, Source, to help me and to guide me. So, the environment is also your choice. Some people read best in a totally silent room. Some do terrific readings in tea rooms, bookstores, and even amidst in the nightlife on the sidewalks of Greenwich Village in New York City. The universal preparation for reading is the adoption of a serious but not grim attitude, an open mind, and a sensitive heart. So yeah, if you're a skeptic and you're trying to test somebody, don't ask for a card reading. Don't. Because you're screwing it up yourself. And you're screwing it up for the reader. So before handling the cards, you should ask the querent or yourself if a particular question or issue is of concern. Usually people know exactly what they want to know, but they may be reluctant to reveal their secret worries. There's no problem. If you don't receive a specific question, you can do a general reading. Trust is built between the reader and the querent in the course of the reading, and the matter of concern will surface. And I find if somebody I read for, if it is a completely, totally different question or answer or clues or insights into something deeper, a deeper issue, I always find that the tarot will reveal a deeper issue psychologically. It always reveals something deeper than, what the person has asked. So sometimes you don't always get the answer to your question. You get your answer to a deeper issue that needs to be addressed. So the mode of shuffling varies. You can riffle the cards, mix them hand over hand, put them down on the table and stir them up. You can cut them with your right hand or your left hand 7 times, 3 times, or just once, but do cut them since the bottom card has a tendency to peek out during shuffling. As long as the cards are thoroughly mixed, the methods of mixing and cutting aren't important unless you want to adopt a ritual. So some readers ask the person receiving a reading to mix the cards. Some ask the querent merely to cut the mixed cards. Some people wouldn't even dream of letting others touch their deck under any circumstances because she has vibrations. Might be upset. Even the method of laying out the cards can vary. Most readers deal with the cards themselves, with the top card going in the first position, the next card in 2, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. So once the cards are laid out, you can turn them all over and proceed with the reading, or you can read each card as you turn it over. You can do a brief reading of each card as it is turned over, and then do a more in-depth reading of the spread as a whole. So it's really hard to picture and see the whole of the tarot. It's very difficult. So divination begins before the cards are even shuffled. A person reveals much simply by voice, clothes, gait, expression, makeup, or lack of makeup, and so on. While first impressions can be misleading, which they always are, no more than a reflection or prejudices or stereotypes, thoughtful observations can help. A trick of fortune tellers to ask a seemingly trivial question, such as where a client got an article of her or his clothing in order to elicit personal information and obtain more accurate reading. Don't be tricky. If you want information about the querent, be upfront and ask them what you need to know. Always, always. I do it. I do it. We're not gods. So, relaxed concentration is the state of mind most conduct for the reading the tarot. Keep the mind on the cards, but don't make it so tight that the intuition is strangled. The traditional meanings of the cards have the authority of authentic symbolic values and long use. By bearing them in mind, one can be more objective, not captured by personal prejudices or preconceptions concerning that querent. Traditional meanings need not be interpreted in a narrow or stereotyped way. However, the word partnership, for example, calls up romance, business, and astrological configurations of the planets. So let your imagination range over the images. Let your imagination blend with the thought of past men and women who have contributed to the resources of the tarot. Damn computer, sorry guys. There we go. So, Alright, and then this is a little bit about the story told by the tarot. So how it's actually told, how the Fool through the whole entire journey. So the cards are laid, the spread complete. The beginner sees a bewildering array of images, some contradictory, some vaguely similar, some frightening, some soothing. The experienced reader sees symbolic pictures of people, events, and influences which interact with each other as they move through time. In other words, the experienced reader sees a story. In tracing the story told by a spread, it helps to find a beginning, middle, and end, and events and characters. So the beginning of a reading could be considered the question asked by the querent. If no question is formulated, you could consider the beginning of the story to be the attitude, mood, or circumstances of the person receiving the reading. So the beginning can be the first card, the middle is the rest of the cards, up to the last one, which is usually an outcome card. So most tarot spreads imply a flow of time, the past, the beginning, maybe the immediate past or one's childhood, the present, the middle is the here and the now, or the present may be considered the time period in which the question at hand began to manifest. The future, the end, can indicate what is to come, a possible course of action one may wish to take in the future, or influences that bear on the future. I about said future. So any card in the tarot deck can symbolize a person, an event, an object, or a psychological issue. Family, friend, employer, or employee. Colleague, social group, teacher, animal, a stranger who may have an impact on the situation. Celebrities, a birth or a death. A promotion, a meeting, buildings, institutions, dwellings, nations, cities, outdoor places, cultural events, a car, personal strengths and weaknesses, romantic interests, religious outlooks, behavioral patterns, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm not going to, you guys get the idea. So, the meaning of each card will depend on the flow of the reading, that is, the cards that precede and follow the specific card being interpreted. The position of the card in the spread is also a dedicating factor. Every single card relates to every other card in a spread, so sometimes it is helpful to move temporarily a card from its place in the spread and put it next to a card that seems strongly linked to it, and to study the two cards as a pair. And it sounds very difficult. It sounds difficult. It is difficult. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. So major arcana cards do not dominate minor arcana cards. Court cards do not dominate numbered cards. All of the cards work together. Occasionally a single card or a few cards will seem to have a more emphasis, a situation worth studying. So the cards in a reading are a story, a continuum, a configuration of, say, Ten of Swords, the Empress, and Two of Cups. Might mean that a motherly person, the Empress, will alleviate a personal disaster, Ten of Swords, by matching with the querent with a partner, a lover or a friend, which would be the Two of Cups. Or it could be that this motherly person is causing trouble in a relationship. So, cards often have a very big contradictory meanings. A wide range of interpretations give the reader more freedom to see the individual story. So, that is the end of the tarot, the end of the book. So, everybody, if you are interested in this book, go get it. Very good book. $10. $10. Jean Huet's The Cosmic Tarot. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I just, when I read for people and I get that that good feeling, that's when I know the reading's good. The reading went well. If I'm totally confused and I just say screw it, I might shuffle the cards again, or I just say screw it and I'm done for the day. So it just depends. All depends. So yeah, so what are you guys doing for Yule? I promise I will have the Yule ritual up I've just been here. Blah. So, but I'm alive, which is good. So, what else? What else? I don't know, this weather though sucks. This ice, the snows, all the ice, it's making it hard to get to the post office. I couldn't get there. Could not get there. So it might be after Christmas until you guys receive your candle. One person. And then, yes, I will be doing some stuff with La Santísima Muerte today. The oils and the powders for La Santísima Muerte will be extra charged. They'll be very charged up. So, those will go out. Those will go out when I can actually get out. But yeah, I've noticed more people are coming back to my channel now, and I think it was because of BBA TV. So everybody that's come back, I don't have them working for me. So I think they blocked a lot of people from my channel and from contacting me. So I am contract free now, no more, which is amazing. So what else? What else? I think that's it for today, you guys. Yep, that's it for today. So, I hope the people that I sent cards to got their cards. The cards that I got, thank you guys. Thank you. I love Christmas cards. I do. I keep them forever. I have Christmas cards from like 4 years, 5 years ago. I have all of them. Literally, I hoard them. So, like you can see a few back there. So, alright guys. Yeah, I'll get the Yule event going for Yule, obviously, for Yule. And, yeah. That's it for today. So, oh! How did I forget this? Sorry guys. It's been very helpful lately. I love that sound. Alright. Sorry everybody. I know, I'm obsessed with that thing, so. Oh, and then I have a ring to dedicate. Thank you, sister, my sister. I have a ring to dedicate to La Santísima Muerte today. I don't know if you guys can see it too well. I love it though. I love it. It's a very, very nice ring. It would really hurt to punch somebody in the nose with that. Okay, guys. No. Don't fight. Be nice. Love each other. We only have one lifetime, maybe. So yeah. Alright guys, I love you all very much. Very, very much. And I hope you guys have a great Yule, a great Christmas, a great Yom Kippur, a great Hanukkah, a great, what's the other one? Kwanzaa, all of it. So, Yule, all of it. And be safe. Always be safe. Especially the younger ones. All of my younger audience, be safe. And I love you guys. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. I think. I hope. Maybe. So, alright guys, I love you all very, very, very much. And thank you guys.